Today is day 33, right? February 2nd, day 33 of the year of streaming and learning to code. And yesterday, we went big. We conquered the command line, 2 sessions down. And now that means today we get to dive into deploy a website. So 5 seconds down, HTML and CSS, JavaScript, Sass, make a website, learn the command line, back to deploying a website, and then in the coming days, Python. Can't wait. Way cool. So, do it to it, right? Let's see what Deploy a Website has to offer. Continue your learning by starting Deploy a Website. In Deploy a Website, you'll learn how to take website content, publish it to the internet. You will learn how to use Jekyll, like Dr. Jekyll. Pretty sure. A handy tool used frequently by developers to get new static sites quickly up and running. You'll also use the GitHub Workflow to host your site using the GitHub Pages service. Finally, you'll use Amazon Web Services. I was just looking at that. I have that tab open on my phone to learn more about Amazon Web Services right now. Cool. It's all coming together. Finally, you'll use Amazon Web Services, Oz, an industry standard tool for developers to purchase a custom domain name and assign it to your personal website. Why learn to deploy a website? Deploying or publishing new code to a server is an integral, whatever you prefer, part of a developer's daily workflow. Knowing the relationship between your computer, including your local development environment, and the internet, as well as how to communicate between the two, is essential for every developer. More importantly, loving the why learn. Let's check out, though, the other ones. I didn't realize they had that for each. One. No. Open, and maybe that's just for the beginning course. Maybe this will take it elsewhere. But it seems to have the same learn, deploy, website, web address, learn, see. Oh, it's the overview. That's what it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Syllabus, overview. It is the overview. The overview has been different. HTML is the foundation behind all web pages. It's used to add structure and form to text, images, and more. CSS is the language used to style HTML content. In this first course, you'll learn the fundamentals of both languages so you can create visually appealing web pages. What is the overview for Learn JavaScript? Course outcome, I want the why. The why was not. Why learn Sass? Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Sass is an easy-to-use styling language that helps reduce a lot of repetition and maintainability challenges of traditional CSS. Learning Sass will not only let you scale styles when working on big web development projects, it will also make it much faster and efficient to write reusable styles from scratch for smaller projects. Yeah, Sass was, the Sass course was awesome. Very, very insightful on the potential power and just sheer versatility that you can achieve with Sass. That was a great course. I really like that one. All right, why make a website? Why learn HTML? Is this the same spiel as the other one? Everything you see in a website is the result of the combination of HTML and CSS. With these two languages, You will have the skills you need to bring your website design to life. Jumpstart that vision by using Bootstrap, a popular library that allows you to create beautiful, responsive web pages with very little time and experience. Command line. Did they have a Y for command line? They do. And this is small. We'll read that too. By the end of the course, you will be able to navigate, access, and modify files and folders on your computer all without a mouse. Ta-da! Very cool. Why learn the command line? We use our mouse and fingers to click images of icons and access files, programs, and folders on our devices. However, this is just one way for us to communicate with computers. The command line is a quick, powerful text-based interface developers use to more effectively and efficiently communicate with computers to accomplish a wider set of tasks. Learning how to use it will allow you to discover all that your computer is capable of. Fair enough, tons of fun. Why learn to deploy a website? Well, we already read it, but did we already read it? We'll read it again. Deploying or, yeah, we did. We did. We're gonna read it anyways. Deploying or publishing new code to a server is an integral. Integral. I'm thinking of Integra, Acura Integra. That automotive enthusiast, can't break it, is an integral part of a developer's daily workflow. Knowing the relationship between your computer, including your local development environment and the internet, as well as how to communicate between the two, is essential for every developer. Cool. Syllabus. Let's do this. 4 sections, create a website. 3 sections, create a website, develop your website, custom domain name. All right, let's do this. Well, there's no projects or quizzes. That's locked. That's locked. Of course it is in this. Let's get this party started. Do we do start or do we click down here? Ooh. Choices. We're going to go with down here. Nope, we're going to hit start. We're going to hit start. And we're going to close all of this nonsense. What is happening up here? And we're going to close out of that too. Just kidding. That was a lie. Website. Start. Cell phone is blowing up. Can you hear that? God, I hope that doesn't destroy anyone's speakers or headphones. Should be fun. Should be fine. I want to turn the bass down. Okay. Why is it on page 2? Was that me? Was I clicking things? There we go. There we go. Okay. Onwards. Let's do this. Because I've got like, maybe 30 minutes. Let me find out. How long do I have? What time? Wrapped by the mega Hey, little cat. What are you doing? Alright, back to Twitch chat. Let's do this. Let's get this party started. Come on, jump up. Jesus. There you go. Look at that. You're a cat. Good? Good, we're happy, and we're getting scratches. Onwards. In this course, no. Thank you. Love you. But not in front of me. Alright, learning. Yes, yes, good, good. In this course, you'll learn how to deploy an static website. Do you see this? This is what I've been dealing with for 33 days. A static website to the internet. What exactly do we mean by deploying, or deploying? Wikipedia, let's find out. Static web page, sometimes called a flat page, stationary, is a web page that is delivered to the user exactly as stored, in contrast to dynamic web pages, which are generated by a web application. We're falling down the rabbit hole. Server-side dynamic web page is a web page whose construction is controlled by an application server processing server-side script. In server-side scripting, parameters determine how the assembly of the new web page proceeds, including setting up more client-side processing. Fascinating. Fascinating. Still no response. I don't know how much time I have, so we're just gonna power through this as best as possible. Depending the cat doesn't interrupt us, but I think she left. Right. Good. Good. Deploying means making content or software accessible and available for use. The website that you'll deploy in this course will be public or live on the internet. It will be accessible to anyone with an open internet access at any time, anywhere in the world. By the end of this course, you will have 1. Generated a static site, 2. Developed it to the internet, 3. Given the website a custom domain name. Let's begin. Instructions. The diagram to the right. No? Right. I'm trying to think of how my finger will appear in the webcam. Let's double check. Nope. That's my right is your left. My left is your right. Meh. This, that, wanna. There. To the right. Problem solved. The diagram to the right illustrates the 3 main steps we'll cover in this course. 1. Generating the site. 2. Deploying it to the public internet. And 3. Assigning it a custom domain name. We'll walk through each of these steps in the order they appear on the diagram. Note, we'll make extensive use of the command line and Git in this course. If you need to review, check out the corresponding Codecademy courses. Learn Git. Guys, we might be sidetracked. I don't know Git. Steven hasn't learned Git yet. Okay, no. That's not a problem. Yeah, that might be a problem. Let's click on... I don't like clicking on things out of order. Oh, I wish I could explain how itchy my soul feels right now. The fact that we're going to be doing something out of order on the catalog. It's kind of like the Earth and the Moon colliding. That's kind of what it feels like right now in my head. It's okay. This is normal. Things change. We don't need to take over a country and let out our anger. Process it like a normal human. Happy thoughts. This is good. So where is Git? In the scheme of life, Git lies here. And it's 2 hours Learn to save and manage different versions of your code projects with this essential tool. How serious were they about Git? Diagram to the right illustrates 3 main steps we'll cover in the course. 1. Generate. 2. Deploy. 3. Assign. We'll walk through each of these steps in order. Note, we'll make extensive use of the command line and Git in this course. Yeah, son of a... If you need to review, check out the corresponding courses. I don't want to... What if we just don't? What happens? What if we do? Installing Jekyll. This is already going downhill. Generate a static site, preview your site locally, Jekyll's direct structure, and review. Bad. No. This is already going very deep. GitHub page servers. 1. I'm assuming I'm 1. No. 1 is the user. 1. Generate a website. Yeah, that's me. I create the website. 2. Deploy to the internet. Fires up to this little stack thing. GitHub pages server. 3. Give the website a custom domain name so other people can access. Yeah. We're going to read through this. If we feel the need to learn Git first, we will do that. I'm like 83% sure that I'm going to need to stop this and learn Git. Emotionally, I'm just coming to terms with that. Learn. The focus of this course will be on the process of deploying a website, not actually creating. Okay, so this will be the process of deploying a website, not on actually creating a website. We'll use a popular tool known as Jekyll to quickly generate a website. This will help keep the focus on the development process and quickly provide you with some content to deploy rather than focusing solely on website creation. Jekyll is a simple static site generator. Something about something. Okay, we're still waiting in the wind. We don't know how long we have, but that's all right. Continuing on. We'll use a popular tool known as Jekyll to quickly generate a website. This will help keep the focus on the deployment process and quickly provide you with content to deploy rather than focusing solely on website creation. Jekyll is a simple static site generator. Using Jekyll is a very common way of generating a ready-to-publish static website within seconds. You can learn more about Jekyll here, which we absolutely will do. An important note, the reason this course uses Jekyll is so that we can generate a static website quickly and focus on deploying it. However, we understand that you may not want to use the Jekyll generated content. In that case, it is possible to follow all the steps outlined in this course with your own content. Just make sure that your HTML is inside of a file called index.html. As you'll see, even Jekyll uses a file called index.html. If instead you'd like to learn about creating static sites, starting from scratch, check out our Make a Website course. I wish I could ask someone who's done this course. Well, I could dig through the forums or whatever, but meh, right? F that noise. For now. But ask someone if doing the GitHub course makes this already indicating the fact that there's other ways of doing this. Maybe this is just a reading course that we browse through. I'm totally down to do the Jekyll thing. I wanted to learn GitHub. I just want to follow an order of all the crap. Maybe learning GitHub is good. because then maybe that's a good resource that I can pull from for all the JavaScript stuff and React and Angular. I should learn GitHub. Continuing on. Instructions. Take a look at the official Codecademy blog in the browser to the right, and we're noticing. Good. Meant to give you a sense of the do's. There we go. In the browser to the right, it's meant to give you a sense of how fully you can customize a Jekyll site. By the end of this unit, you'll have your own Jekyll-generated website ready to deploy. We're at 3 of 7, and I haven't had to use GitHub yet. Just saying. Ow. Busy. Sounds. Don't mind me. Alright, so I might have like an hour. That's cool. Alright. That's good. An hour to code, maybe, roughly, possibly. Install Jekyll by typing the following command in the terminal. Gem install Jekyll. I don't believe you. Welcome. Site aims to be comprehensive guide to Jekyll. Will cover the topics such as getting your site up and running, creating and managing content, customizing the way your site works and looks, deploying various elements, and gives some advice on participating in the future development of Jekyll itself. So what is Jekyll exactly? Jekyll is a simple blog-aware static site generator. It takes a template directory containing raw text files in various formats, runs it through a converter like Markdown or our Liquid renderer, and spits out a complete, ready-to-publish static website suitable for serving with your favorite web server. Jekyll also happens to be the engine behind GitHub pages, which means you can use Jekyll to host your project's page, blog, or website from GitHub server for free. Helpful hints. Throughout the guide, there are a number of small but handy pieces of information that can make using Jekyll easier, more interesting, and less hazardous. Here's what to look out for. Pro tips help you get more from Jekyll. These are tips that are tricky, that will help you be a Jekyll wizard. Eyes, so the stars, pro tips, eyes, notes are handy pieces of information. These are for extra tidbits, sometimes necessary to understand Jekyll. Double exclamations, warnings, help you not blow things up, always important. Be aware of these messages if you wish to avoid certain death. Good safety tip. Nice. Good. Those are important. Keep an eye out for double exclamation points, little cat. Will you stop licking yourself? Good God. Hammers and such. Hammer and chisel, mostly. You'll see this by a feature that hasn't been released. Some pieces of the website are for future versions of Jekyll that are not released yet. If you come across anything along the way we haven't covered, or if you know of a tip you think others would find handy, please file an issue, and we'll see about including it in this guide. This is a guide. If I click next, what happens? And so it begins. All kinds of stuff. More next steps. Really? Okay, if you already have a full Ruby development environment with all headers and Ruby gems installed, see Jekyll's requirements. You can create a new Jekyll site by doing the following. Install Jekyll, bundler, gems, Ruby gems, create new Jekyll, my blog, intro directory, build site, new browser, If you encounter unexpected errors, please refer to the already mentioned requirements. About bundler, something about gems and Jekyll and Ruby, more Ruby. Jekyll's path, something about something, next steps. When in doubt, use help, onwards. Ruby, Node, Python only required for Jekyll 2 and earlier Python, but the fact that it could help. JavaScript, okay, so it's already mentioned Ruby multiple times. For older versions, it's referenced Python and JavaScript. Well, Node.js, but still. Yeah. Okay, we're oh god. Let's see how deep does this rabbit hole go. Jekyll and so forth. Desensitization, yes. Or destination. Directory structure. Yeah, we don't know what's happening anymore. Cool. Pages is this thing. Welcome, quick start, basic, configuration, red configuration. If I hit next, does it take us to your content? Front matter. Okay, so it's going to go through this whole damn thing all the way on the side. Deployment, miscellaneous. This is a whole thing in itself to learn. View on GitHub. I'm going to click that. GitHub life. Good. Something about something. Commits. Comments. Commits. 34 branches, 109 releases, 676 contributors. MIT is in the school? Branch master. I don't know what any of this is. I'm just trying to learn as much as I can just by observing. Clone or download. Last commit 2 days ago. Update history to reflect merge of number 837. README markdown. Gem. Version 3.4.0, Linux build failing, Windows build passing, coverage 95%, code climate 4.0, dependencies, out of date, security, no warnings. Jekyll is a simple blogware, blah, 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 GitHub repository. We read that philosophy. Jekyll does what you tell it to do, no more, no less. It doesn't try to outsmart users by making bold assumptions, nor does it burden them with needless complexity and configuration. Put simply, Jekyll gets out of your way and allows you to concentrate on what truly matters, your content. Having trouble with OS X? El Capitan. Getting started, install the gem, read about the usage and configuration, take a gander at some existing sites, fork and contribute your own modifications, have questions, check out blah. Go to conduct. In order to have more open and welcoming community, Jekyll adheres to code of conduct adapted from the Ruby on Rails code of conduct. Please adhere to this code of conduct in any interactions you have in the Jekyll community. It's strictly enforced on the official Jekyll repositories, websites, and resources. If you encounter someone violating these terms, please let a maintainer at so forth and such know, and we will address it as soon as possible. Diving in, migrate from your previous system, learn how the YAML front matter works, put information in your site with variables, customize the permalinks, your posts generate, use built-in liquid extensions to make your life easier, use custom plugins to generate content specific to your site. See the license file. Okay, so even though I have no idea in general what any of this means. Code, issues, pull requests, projects, wiki, pulse, and graphs. Watch, 1,328 stars, 28,441, and fork, 6,322. Jekyll/Jekyll was a blog aware, site generator in Ruby, blah blah blah, Jekyll Ruby static site, sign up repository, blah blah blah, Jekyll fun. Cool. Because I have no idea what GitHub, well, I know of GitHub in general. You copy stuff, a branch, and then you tweak it, and then you slap it back on. Hopefully it takes. Especially when you know what you're doing. So yeah, but staring at everything on this page will mean when I go to the home page or start using GitHub and I end up on some other page for whatever other open source project, I will have better context and have data to compare. Basically, I have perspective now, because I wasn't going to be, well, it will be regarding Jekyll. So maybe I'll end up back at the same page, but I will have more perspective looking at other pages now that I took the time to read through all that noise. Onwards. Damn it. Onwards. Install Jekyll. I don't think I'm ready to install Jekyll. Wait for the gem to finish installing before moving on to the next exercise. A successful install will display the following. Successfully installed blah 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 blah. Do I really want to do that? I don't think I do. I think we should back out, go learn GitHub. That's what I believe. We're going to close you. We're going to close this. We're going to hit here. Yeah, da 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 da. Can I right click on that? No. Let's go to catalog. I wish there was a way to like reset that entirely. I don't think there's a way to fully reset that. There is. Let's find out. Help, view my profile. Nope, those are all completed. Do they have? No. I was looking for like a reset button, but they don't have a reset button. Get what I mean? Right? Alright. C'est la vie. Backing out. 4:30 now, my time. 16:31. Catalog. Little cat. Changing course. Yeah, because look, they're going to have us go through Python, JavaScript, and Ruby before learning GitHub. So the fact that this deploy website heavily uses command line, that's great, but Git, and if GitHub and specifically Jekyll itself, which this deploy website is using Jekyll, references all of this noise in between, then I definitely think that's worth jumping ahead. So, not really jumping ahead. I know these aren't laid out in order, but it was fairly close. I did that previous stream, what was it, day 13? Trying to figure out how to navigate, what courses to learn, so here we are. Let's do this. Learn Git. Learn to save and manage different versions of your code project with this essential tool. Course outcome. Git, put simply, is a tool to save versions of your code. This code will show you basic workflow and core features, different ways to undo changes or save multiple versions of a project, and how to collaborate with other developers. Why learn Git? Ever have a I lost all my work and I have a deadline the next day moment? Git is the most popular version control tool, something that developers use to save all relevant versions of their work to avoid moments like those. Git also makes it easier for developers to collaborate and share work with others. Cool. Syllabus, 8 projects, 4 quizzes. I'm shocked. They've got 4 sections for a 2-hour course. There were 3 sections for the 3-hour course previously. Basic Git Workflow. Git Workflow. Interactive. Let's do this. Start. And watch. Does this lead to another? No. Thank God. Okay. 9 sections. Learn. Git is a software that allows you to keep track of changes made to a project over time. Git works by recording the changes you make to a project, storing those changes, then allowing you to reference them as needed. We'll learn Git by using it to help us write a screenplay called Harry Programmer and the Sorcerer's Code. Ah. No? Made me chuckle on the inside. Instructions. We'll get started by taking a look at the screenplay project. In scene1.text, add this text. Harry Programmer and the Sorcerer Code, scene 1. Then press enter. Simply create a new line. Create a new empty line. Once you've created the new line, click run. We're just going to copy this noise. Enter, and run. Green checkbox. We're alive. We're rolling, little cat. We're rolling. First step to learning Git. Now that we've started working on the screenplay, let's turn the Sorcerer's Code directory into a Git project. We do this with git init. The word init means initialize. The command sets up all the tools Git needs to begin tracking changes made to the project. In the terminal, initialize a new Git project. Notice the output. Initialize an empty Git repository in home, cc user workspace, sorcerer's code.git. The Git project was created. Click next to continue. What am I typing? Init? Git init? Or initialize and all that noise? In the terminal, initialize a new Git project. Notice the output. And we have the code. Let's turn Sorcerer's Code directory into a Git project. We do this with git init. The instructions don't even have the actual command listed needed in there. I get the feeling different courses have been written by different people. And that's totally fine and cool. Just saying, there's a crazy person who wants to do anything or do everything. There's some consistencies and context that are missing that would be appreciated. Just throwing that out there. Don't mind me, though. Crazy guy. Git init. Do I hit enter and then run like last time? I just hit enter. I'm gonna just hit enter. Initialized empty Git repository in. Not that it matters, but this is different verbiage than this. Same idea, but initialized empty Git repository versus initialized and empty Git repository. Crazy person's choice, right? Right? Onwards. Section 3. Nice. The only reason why I point out things, because it's hard to tell. There's a sense that everything is important, ideally, or that there's a sense that all the little details matter. They do, but not everything, sort of the idea of getting there, has that same vibe or angle, like those little small differences. But that feeling of like what you're digging through isn't all important, but what you're looking for is. Every detail is important. I don't know. You see that? The difference in perspective? It's just, doesn't feel like it lines up well. Which makes the learning process feel kind of, I don't want to say jagged. Slightly less than ideal. But that's okay. It's still understandable, right? Still understandable. Section 3, onwards. Nice. We have a Git project. A Git project can be thought of as having 3 parts. 1, a working directory, where you'll be doing all the work. Creating, editing, deleting, and organizing files. 2, a staging area, where you'll list changes you make to the working directory. 3, a repository, where Git permanently stores those changes as different versions of the project. The Git workflow consists of editing files in the working directory, adding files to the staging area, and saving changes to a Git repository. In Git, we save changes with a commit, which we will learn more about in this lesson. Instructions. Take a look at the diagram. Before we move on, it will help to be familiar with the 3 parts of the Git workflow. Click Next to continue. 1. Working directory. Make changes to the file, plus additions, minus, deletions, modifications in general. 2. Staging area. Bring changes into the staging area. So we're pulling from the working directory, and we're making the changes in the staging area. Did I get that? Or working directory. That's where we're bringing the changes. So we make the changes in 1, and then we bring them to 2. That's the staging area. And then 3, the repository, the webcam is blocking it. Oh god, that's worse. Save changes to the repository as a commit. Okay. Make the changes, prep and staging, save in repository. Feels very much like the fueling at the docking at the International Space Station. Like everything needs to line up perfectly. They make the subtle changes and then like prepping and then click. No, that's just me. Just me. Next. As you write the screenplay, you will be changing the contents of the working directory. You can check the status of those changes with git status. Instructions. From the terminal, check the status of the source's code project. In the output, notice the file in red under untracked files. Untracked means that Git sees the file, but has not started tracking changes yet. Okay, so I'm going to do git stat. Again, the actual command we need to type is in the general area. Maybe they've changed. Maybe this is a newer section, and all the stuff that the last 5 sections have all been older classes from yesteryear, but still, I just find it odd that the actual trigger and status, or command we need to be executing, isn't in the instructions area. Okay, I'm a creature of habit. It's just me. I'm the crazy person. That's all. Get status. Fire away. something about red. From the terminal, check the status Sorcerer's Code project. In the output, notice the file in red, and we're noticing. Good. Untracked means that Git sees the file but not started tracking changes. Status on branch master. Initial commit, untracked files, use git add file ... blah to include what will be committed. Scene 1 text. Nothing added to commit, but untracked files present, use git add to track. Nothing added to commit, but untracked files present. Untracked files present. Ta-da. Use git add to track. Cool. Section 5. In order for Git to start tracking scene 1 text, the file needs to be added to the staging area. We can add a file to the staging area with git add file name. The word file name here refers to the name of the file you are editing, such as scene 1 text. Add scene 1 to the Git or to the staging area in Git. Recall that you will need to identify the file by using its name. So I'm halfway through the first section. Git is different than GitHub, or GitHub uses the same process as Git, which we're learning now. Potentially. I don't know. Hopefully that becomes more clear as we do this. Right now, Git and GitHub seem like two separate things. GitHub is a repository. Database, directory. I don't know what to classify it as. A big thingy where there's lots of code. And then you go through the process of making changes, adding it back. Right? In general. Little cat's still sleeping. Onwards. Okay. What's happening? We can add a file to the staging area with git add file name. The word file name refers to the file you're adding, such as scene 1. Add scene 1 to the Git area, or to the staging area in Git. Recall that you need to identify the file by its name, which is GitHub is the repository. Oh, critical link. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. So does GitHub use Git? What I'm learning now, I'd assume yes. But, you know, I'm 5 sections into the first activity, so I'm not really sure. Git add, what is the file name? It was the Sorcerer's Code? No, add scene 1 text, it's scene 1. Scene 1. Dot text. Okay. And we're good. Enter. Fingers crossed. 2. Check the status of the project in Git. In the output, notice that Git indicates the changes to be committed with new file, scene 1 text in green text. Here, Git tells us the file was added to the staging area. Git status. Aha, look at that. On master branch, initial commit, changes to be committed, use git rm cached file to unstaged. New file, scene 1 in lovely green. Look at that. Section 6. All right. Hey, there's a lot more going on now. Good work. Now you know how to add a file to the staging area. Imagine that we type another line in scene 1.text. Since the file is tracked, we can check the differences between the working directory and the staging area with git diff file name. Here the file name is the actual name of the file the name of the file was changes.txt, the command would be git diff changes.txt. Continuing on, instructions. 1. In the code editor, add this text to scene 1 text. Dumble diff, I should have known that you would be here, Professor McGonagall. Very punny, right? Okay. This, we're adding, enter, run, green checkbox, we're making progress. From the terminal, use the new command to check the differences between the working directory and the staging area. Notice the output, Harry, Programmer, and Sorcerer Code Scene 1 is in the staging area as indicated in white. Changes to the file are marked with a plus indicating green. Important, press Q on your keyboard to exit diff mode. Okay, so this is actually entering. So we're going to do, no, get diff, I'm checking the status. From the terminal, use the new command to check the differences. Okay, so here it'll be on the terminal side, get diff, drawn a blank, scene 1 text. Damn. I did something wrong. Or am I just checking the status? Maybe I'm just checking the status. Get valid commands start with the word get. Oh, I did get, you big, dumb, stupid. God. Oh. There's not enough swear words to express how I feel right now. Git diff. Soulless bastard. Stupid terminal. Alright, scene1.txt. Enter. Aha! Take that, soulless machine. Okay. Alright, here we go. Here we go. This is good. This is our friend. Notice the output. Okay. So we did... That's just noise. This is the good one. Diff. Get A scene 1. B scene 1. Index 93bb blah dot 2 and other noise. Minus minus A scene 1 plus plus B scene 1. Some other weird green text, minus ones and plus ones. Harry Programmer and the Sorcerer's Code scene 1. Double diff. I should have known you would be here, Professor McGonagall. Okay, so it's green. And what does that mean? Indicated in white? Something? Changes? Not important. We're moving on. Press Q to exit your diff mode. Do I have to hit enter or just Q? I'm going to hit enter. Bash command not found. Well, go. Yeah, yourself. Stupid machine. Add the changes to the staging area in Git. Recall what you need to identify by its file name. Here's a hint. Don't I just add it? Screw it, I need the hint. God knows I need the hint. Git add file name. Was I not supposed to quit at that point? Maybe I quit too early. Git add scene 1.txt. It worked. Success. We're okay. Next. Holy hell. 7 of 9. We're on a roll. A commit is the last step in our Git workflow. A commit permanently stores changes from the staging area inside the repository. Git commit is the command we'll do next. However, one more bit of code is needed for a commit. The option -m, -m, whatever you prefer, followed by a message. Here's an example. Get commit m, complete first line of dialogue. Standard conventions for commit messages must be in quotation marks, written in the present tense, should be brief, 50 characters or less when using -m. Huh. Okay. Alright. Fair enough. No worries, they're pretty self-explanatory commands once you get to know it. Good to know. Awesome. Okay, instructions. Make your first commit. From the terminal, type the command along with a commit message. The message should describe the point of the commit. If you're having trouble thinking of a good commit message, reflect on how the project has changed since it began. Okay. This is gonna be, I feel like I'm making a poem. What's the, what are the short ones? It's like 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Oh, God. Drawing a blank on it. Not a limerick. Not important. Not important. Poetry and coding don't mix. Maybe they do. They probably do. But we're committing. We are committing. So, git commit -m, throw in a lovely little blurb. Git commit -m quotes git commit. I started brushing critical. Git commit. I started brushing my teeth since I started this project cap. That's funny. Alright. Completed for Harry. Harry's bits are different in scene 1. There we go. Oh, but that is, yes, I just noticed commit. Okay, critical, yes, good eye. Good eye. Commit. Okay, git commit m. Harry's bits are different in scene 1. That works. That works. And enter. Ta-da! Q command not found. Something something. Ah, here we are. Master root commit. Harry's bits are different. File 1 changed. 2 intersection added. Create mode something something scene 1 text. Section 8 of 9, very nice. Often with Git, you'll need to refer back to an earlier version of a project. Commits are stored chronologically in the repository and can be viewed with git log. From the terminal, log a list of your commits. In the output, notice a 40-character code called SHA that uniquely identifies the commit. This appears in orange text. The commit author, you, me, the date and time of commit, and the commit message. Alright, git log. Git log. Fire away. Ta-da. Git log commit. Is that really 40 characters? It seems so short. I thought 40 characters would have, like, gone out to here, right? I don't know, that just seems... I'm not going to take the time to count, but that seems less than 40. Maybe that's not the SHA? Could be. I was also expecting to see an SHA code, like SHA colon blah. But either way, the commit, the date and time. So we've got the 40-digit code, that's the orange text. We've got the commit author, which is Codecademy. The user is me. The date and time of the commit, and the commit message. Ta-da! Look at that. Just as they promised. Ta-da! First lesson of learning Git down. You have now been introduced to the fundamental Git workflow. You learned a lot. Let's take a moment to generalize. Git is the industry standard version control system for web developers. Use Git commands to help keep track of changes made to a project. Git initialize creates a new Git repository. Git status inspects the contents of the working directory and staging area. Git add adds files from the working directory to the staging area. Git diff shows the differences between the working directory and the staging area. Git commit permanently stores the file changes from the staging area in the repository, and Git log shows all previous commits. Next, for the next lesson, up next, how to backtrack, learn different ways to undo changes made to a Git project, and when to use them. Start lesson. We're just going to take a peek. When working on a Git project, sometimes we make changes that we want to get rid of. Git offers a few eraser-like features that allow us to undo mistakes during project's creation. In this lesson, we'll learn some of these features. Alright, well, that will be for tomorrow. Let's back out. Let's see where we stand. 338 points. Good times. If it loads, perhaps not. And 50 badges. Ta-da! Way cool. Let's back out. Critical, thank you for stopping by. The support, the assistance, all of it. Greatly appreciated, as always. This concludes day 33. Yeah, day 33. Good. In the bag. Onwards. Section 2 of Git tomorrow. But in the meantime, I am out of here. On the stream? Hell yeah.